Hi, welcome back to my channel. I was just looking down when I started because I thought I forgot to put the narrators down. The narrator, singular. The book is called Savvy Summers and the Sweet Potato Crimes that I'm going to be reviewing in this video. I knew it was an audiobook review, but usually I put the name of the narrator a little higher in my little summary, so I just thought I left her out. But again, her name is Karen Chilton. The book again is, and you'll see the cover, Savvy Summers and the Sweet Potato Crimes by Sandra Jackson Opoku. It's, as mentioned, an audiobook, so I got it from Macmillan Audio. And it doesn't look like I got it in Kindle as well, because sometimes I get them in both formats and sometimes all three formats, print, Kindle, and audio. But in this case, it was simply an audio review. The length of the video is 9 hours and 20 minutes, and if you're interested in page count, it's 336 pages, and this came out July 29th of this year, and I gave this one 4 stars. Now, I like certain things in books. One thing I love probably more than almost anything is continuity. If a book is part of a series or the beginning of a series or connected to a series, it's going to be my jam, because continuity is just something that I've enjoyed for a long, long time. And I'll tell you the two authors that got me into this. James Patterson with his Alex Cross series and Catherine Coulter with her FBI series. Those are both very long-running series that even when I went through a years-long reading drought, I still peppered those books in as they came out. So with that in mind, here you have a book that is a debut mystery that is beginning a new series. Okay? Now, what's fun about this book is we have a woman of color, so it's a multicultural book, okay? We have a woman of color who is going to solve a mystery. But before we talk about the mystery, we're going to talk about the fact that it is set in the city of Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what. Yes, it is set in the city of Chicago. And what's fun is the heroine is, or the protagonist is about my age. So with someone that's close to my age, set on the south side of Chicago where I lived for maybe 20 years, maybe even longer than that, or around that long. But nonetheless, that's where this book took place. And like I said, Savvy Summers is somebody's close to my age. Now, she opened Essie's Soul Food Cafe, and the best thing about her cafe was her pretty much very popular, if not world famous, sweet potato pie. So the series is going to be called the Savvy Summers series, but this first book is the Sweet Potato Crimes. So in this book, Savvy is doing good. She is rocking it with her little cafe. She's loving it. And she has the most delightful and then sometimes annoying customers. But nonetheless, whether they're delightful or annoying, they are regulars. Well, Grandy Jaspers is a womanizer. Now, Grandy Jaspers is 75 years old. And when you read this book, you'll read about his escapades. Well, he drops dead at table 2. Not check at table 2, call the police at table 2. Should I put 2 fingers up? So the police think it's an accident, that somehow something in the pie or the pies that Savvy made that day could be responsible for his death. Savvy's like, no, you're not going to tank my reputation like that. I am going to solve this because it wasn't one of my pies. In fact, I know it was a murder. It just had to be, because he was a healthy, spry 75-year-old. So she takes on the new hat of becoming an amateur detective. Now, what I loved about this book is, first off, wanted to clear a restaurant's name. Obviously, she wanted to clear her own name. But then she wanted to find justice for Grandy. It was those three things that I liked about Savvy when she took on this role as an amateur detective. Now, I haven't read Sandra Jackson Opoku before, but one thing that I thought was great is it familiarized me with her writing style. And I mention that because of her character development. Savvy was a die-hard, no-nonsense woman, as mentioned, around my age. But the book itself, the writing style itself, was full of banter and full of soul food. And they talked about soul food. And I'm not a Southerner. I'm from Boston. But I even pulled out my soul food cookbook that I had since before I got married. It's still on my bed because I'm determined to make some things in there, including sweet potato pie. Now, Savvy's fun, she's delightful, but she's not on her own in this quest to clear her name and to find justice for Grandy. Her best friend Penny is right there, side by side, and they make the perfect duo. And what's fun about this is it's a guessing game. It's kind of like, the Pied Piper, or just little crumbs being dropped. And as those crumbs or those clues are being dropped, then we as the reader, we get to solve this murder of Grandy right alongside Savvy. Now, there is another book coming out, as mentioned earlier. It's a series, or the start of a series, and the next title has been named, and it will be called Savvy Summers in the Po' Boy Perils, and that comes out in July of 2026. This book was hilarious. This book was intriguing. Loved the characters, loved the plot, and I think readers are going to love that story as well. So that's it. A quick video, shorter than some of my more recent ones, but I just wanted to talk about this book, and hopefully you'll check it out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.